Wear your college colors, wherever you are. College Colors Day, Friday, September 2nd.
Greetings once again from Ruidoso. I'm Scott Galletti with your Lobo Football Camp Report. This report brought to you by La Quinta and Suites at Ruidoso Downs. Lobo fans receive discounted rates all year long. Call them today. The University of New Mexico football team continues its workouts in Ruidoso in preparation for the 2011 season. A spot the Lobos are expecting improvement in is the defensive line. Senior JAYMAR LATCHISON is the leader of the line. LATCHISON posted 49 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and a fumble recovery in 2010.
We've made tremendous strides, I believe. We were watching film the other day from spring game and from last season and just looking from where we were to where we came as far as talent and just understanding the game. You know, we've made tremendous strides and we're a lot further along than we were in the spring or even last season.
Senior Brett Kennedy collected a pair of fumble recoveries in 2010 and he's hoping for a breakout season.
It definitely changed as far as, you know, the way I played defense. You know, we were playing a 3-front in the beginning, so I played a lot. It was a different technique, you know, and so I had to put on a lot more size to play this defense. But, you know, I enjoy it. You know, I make a lot of plays playing this defense. So
Joe Harris was converted from linebacker to defensive line and seems to have found a home for himself.
I like it at D-line a lot. It's a lot of hands-on. I can beat the tackle with the speed rush that I have from linebacker position. I like linebacker also, but I think defensive end is more fitting for me.
UZODINMA is hoping to have a breakout season in his second year as a Lobo. UZODINMA had 27 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, and a sack last season in 11 games.
The D-line, we've come real far from the first day of camp to today because, I mean, we've just made huge strides in getting that vertical push, and pass rush, run stopping, run stuffing, all of that stuff. You know?
Defensive line coach RUBIN Carter is pleased with the way his defensive line has developed in his tenure in 3 seasons.
I think we're making tremendous progress. I look at where we were, you know, 3 years ago when I first arrived with this defensive line unit. You know, and some players had played the first year, didn't have a whole lot of experience, but, you know, 2 years of experience underneath our belt with a couple players, and also with UZODINMA who came in, and Reggie Ellis, and those guys playing a year of first football. I think we're much improved, and certainly having Joe Harris a part of our defensive line unit, and Rod Davison there with us, and Fatu Ulele, and those guys will really help us tremendously to have the type of line unit we would like to have. And I like the camaraderie of this group. I think they mesh well together, you know, and I think they're doing some things to build a bond, not just as a defensive line unit, but also as a defense. And I like our aggressiveness. We're much more aggressive than when I first arrived, you know, changing from a 3-man front, 3-man scheme, a lot of slants, a lot of movement, you know, to playing basic defensive front fundamentals, techniques of how to play each and every position. And I think they grasp it very well. They're learning not only the techniques, but also how to be a student of the game.
Lobos head coach Mike LOCKSLEY expects a lot out of his D-line.
Well, I mean, this is a group that we need to see some production out of, and, you know, we've helped it by recruiting and adding some depth in there, and I also think we're benefiting from guys like Reggie Ellis, UZODINMA, Brett Kennedy, and even those defensive ends from being coached by what I feel is the best D-line coach in the country. Going into the season with the switch to the 4-2-5, it allows you to be a little more penetrating and less read and react up front, and, you know, we've got some big athletic bodies that have tremendous push, and if we can continue to get the playing on that side of the line of scrimmage, it makes it a lot easier for our linebackers to be downhill players.
With the Lobos in Ruidoso, brought to you by La Quinta and Suites at Ruidoso Downs, I'm Scott Galletti for Lobo TV.